Derrick Henry is a problem for anybody, so it's not like this is on the Packers defense that they somehow didn't solve the riddle everybody else had figured out. But what did he do particularly well that the Packers struggled with tonight?
Well, I think there's two things, Scott, that stick out. Is one, there weren't any negative plays, or not many negative plays for Tennessee offensively. So you stay on schedule. You think about the first half, 17 carries for Derrick Henry, and he was averaging less than 3 yards per carry. Like, that's patience with the run, and you can do that when you stay on schedule as an offense. So, that to me is the biggest key, because the Titans know who they are. They're a team that wants to run the ball. But if you get off schedule, you're not able to do that. And then you sprinkle in some other things like the screen they throw to him. And that is a large man in cold weather that you have to tackle over and over again.
Last year, we get it. They're the 1 seed. They lose at home, and everyone spends the whole offseason going, they stink, blah, blah, blah. You live there in the city, and maybe you could give me the perspective locally. Is there a different vibe or view of who and what they are? Because nationally, I just think there are sexier teams. There's certainly teams that this show and every other show talks about first and last. I just wonder, how are they viewed there?
Scott, I think they are viewed the way they are viewed nationally, locally. And I think a lot of it has to do with how, the season ended a year ago and their style of play. And look, I don't know how the players necessarily feel about that. I don't think Mike Vrabel cares about that. Look, you said it, they were the 1 seed a year ago. They're a team that, look, it may not be pretty. That was a dominating win on the road at Lambeau. Like, this is a team that has not backed down when they played teams like Kansas City or Buffalo. So I do think that there is a grit and toughness to this football team that needs to get more attention, more love, probably nationally and locally.
One quick thought. We're going to get some sound and some perspective from the winning side here in just a moment. As I look at their schedule, I would include, even though the Packers, look, it's Green Bay and Lambeau. I include this in the tougher games you're going to have. But you got Bengals at Philly, maybe a breather with Jacksonville, then at the Chargers. So this chunk of time is going to, they have a comfortable lead, but I feel like in this month of time, they get a chance to really further establish and solidify that identity. What do you expect out of them over that chunk?
Yeah, and I think we're going to see more of the same for them. The critical piece of this is that a couple weeks ago they were playing without Ryan Tannehill, and he was coming off of an ankle injury, and he didn't travel with the team at one point because of an illness. So they need him. For all the criticism and I guess frustration maybe from how the season ended a year ago. Look, if they want to do what they think they're good enough to do on both sides of the ball, they need Ryan Tannehill to be at quarterback and play, quite honestly, as well as he played tonight.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.